Samantha, let's look at the running back position, okay? We already talked about Kenneth Walker. I think for many people, that's the number one priority ad or below the fab budget. What other running backs are on your radar this week, either because of injury or escalating performance like we're talking about today?
Sure. It's not a great waiver wire week after Kenneth Walker. So like I said, if you have fab, you blow it all on that guy. But Benjamin comes to mind. He was definitely the last man standing in that backfield during the Cardinals' loss to the Eagles. I mean, James Conner had a rib injury. Darrell Williams ended up with a knee injury. So he had his best game of the season, ended up with the touchdown. He's the RB22 heading into Monday night. Could definitely see increased workload if either of those guys, I mean, especially Conner, miss any time. They have a sweet matchup on deck. We just talked about that Seahawks Forest defense there has allowed the fourth most fantasy points to running backs this year. So, I mean, if Conner, for whatever reason, can't go, Benjamin would immediately be in that RB2, RB3 conversation. So he's probably up there. We talked about this Broncos backfield for sure with Javonte Williams out for the season.
Yeah.
It was Boone and Melvin Gordon who shared the backfield on Thursday night, which I wish I could just have like a memory enema of that whole game because it was so bad. But obviously Murray was inactive on the short week, just coming back from London and everything. But I think that the Broncos insiders think it's going to be Gordon and Murray, not Boone, splitting carries moving forward. So Latavius Murray is still out there in over 80% of leagues. So I would definitely think about picking him up as well. They're facing three pretty below average defenses coming up: the Chargers, Jets, and Jaguars. So those would kind of be like my top two guys. We've got the Colts guys. Joshua Kelly was also involved, but they're kind of more like situational type guys, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I'm a little bit worried about a guy like Josh Kelly. I did see him get a lot of work yesterday, but remember, the Chargers have also been going to Sony Michel, and it's not like Austin Eckler isn't, a top 5, top 10 running back either. Remember, you exercise patience with him, Samantha, and it seems to have been going well for you. And don't worry about Amazon Prime and Thursday night, because we'll have the amazing product that is Commanders versus Bears this Thursday. So you certainly want to keep yourself locked in for that. What about you, Mike? Anybody at the running back position? I know we're all on Kenneth Walker. Yeah. Anybody else that kind of got on your radar or you can see as a smart stash or someone to use a waiver on?
Well, first of all, I'm totally cheating, but I just somewhere in this podcast, we have to mention Ramondre Stevenson, who I think is probably only available in about 10% of leagues. But the quotes, if you go back and see what Bill Belichick said about it, I don't think I've ever heard Bill Belichick gush about anyone. He said, love him. Love him. So glad we have him on our team. He played like every snap after Damian Harris got hurt. So if for some reason you're in one of those super shallow leagues where you want to the budget on someone, if he becomes the one-man show in New England, what an opportunity there. But Benjamin, I would probably only like if I needed a 1 week fill in, and James Conner's definitely hurt because they have so many running backs there, but most of them are hurt. They have the rookie who will probably get called up this week in Keontae Ingram, but Benjamin has been doing it running and pass catching, and they're playing the Seahawks. But I would only like him as a 1 week fill in. I wouldn't invest in him thinking he's going to take over that backfield. And you mentioned the idea of stashing. Samantha mentioned Rachaad White earlier. I think that's a smart stash, especially if Leonard Fournette got hurt with all the pounding he's taken. James Cook, we talked about rookie running backs who come on later in the season. He only had 4 carries in a blowout win yesterday, but they were 4 impressive carries. So maybe something finally happens for him in Buffalo as the season goes on. And that's that watermelon offense you were talking about.
Absolutely.
The exact opposite, Jaylen Warren. If you see how many touches he got for Pittsburgh, you might think, are they benching Najee Harris and going to Jaylen Warren? That was mostly because they were getting blown out in that game. It was late in the game, but he is very clearly the number 2 behind a guy who's struggling. I don't know that you want to invest anything in the Pittsburgh rushing offense, but he's just another guy. If you're playing around with your back end roster spots, he's a guy who's very clearly in line for a big role if anything were to happen to Najee Harris.
Hey, I'm feeling really good about all my Najee Harris unders that I took first this season long props. I mean, I'm not like I was not rooting for any for him to do poorly or anything. It was just more like I thought that the production was unsustainable because the workload was unsustainable. So yeah, I'm feeling good about that.
Yeah, I'm looking to divest instead of invest in the Pittsburgh offense, and shares of Najee certainly fit that one. The one thing I say about Eno Benjamin, who you both brought up, I expect the Cardinals offense to look a lot different when DeAndre Hopkins comes back in about a week or two. I think that's going to be a boon for Kyler Murray. That, and also not having esport tournaments happen on any given week. Apparently, Kyler Murray is something like 2-27 when League of Legends has a big tournament, man, because, you know, he needs to study a little bit more. But D-Hop on the horizon. Keep an eye out on what that does for the Cardinals offense.